Hello, and welcome to Mr. McMurdo's Mystery Math Marathon. Today's lesson is on adding and subtracting decimals. 2 steps, which you may want to write down in your journal. Make sure you're also putting it in your table of contents. Step 1 is to line up the decimals vertically. Vertically means up and down. Step 2 is to fill in any uneven places with 0. Okay, you've got those down. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and pause the video and write those down. And then we're going to work some examples. If we have the number 36 7/10, subtract 14 43 thousandths. If we remember, our first step was to write down the numbers lining up the decimals vertically. It's very important that we line up the place values. The tens over the tens, the ones over the ones, the tenths over the tenths. And then we have nothing over the hundredths and nothing over the thousandths. This is what I'm talking about when I say the uneven place values. We add the magic zeros. If we put that 0 on the end, it doesn't change the value. It just changes how it's written. Now we can go through and subtract it just like you would normally subtract numbers. Always starting over at the left in the smallest place value. The smallest place value in this one is the thousandths place. Make sure you know that it ends in THS. Okay? We have 0 and we're going to subtract 3. We can't do that, so we're going to have to borrow. We cannot borrow from that 0. But yes, we can borrow from the 7. The 7 becomes a 6. Now, we're going to add 10 to this one and make that a 10, but we still got to borrow and go over here. So we borrow and make that a 9 and make this 10. Now we have 10 subtract 3. 10 subtract 3 is 7. We have 9 subtract 4, which is 5. We have 6 subtract 0, which is 6. Our decimal point always comes straight down. 6 subtract 4 is 2. And 3 subtract 1 is 2. So our answer is 22 and 657 thousandths. Whenever we have the decimal point, we say the word and. And that signifies everything behind it is less than 1. If I had this, that's 657 thousandths. That's less than 1. Let's look at a couple more examples, and then I'm going to give you some to try on your own. Let's take 49 5/10, subtract 18. Well, now we have a problem, because step 1 said to line up the decimal points. Does 18 have a decimal point? Wrong! 18 does have a decimal point. Every number has a decimal point. If you don't see it, the decimal point's at the very back. So in this case, since it wasn't written down, it's at the very back. It's behind the ones place. So now we have 49 5/10, subtract 18. And we're lining up the decimal points still vertically. We have our tens place over our tens place, our ones place over our ones place. This is the tenths place, so we need to put something in the tenths place here. We can't have anything above or below that doesn't have something lined under it. So we can always put zeros at the front or the back, just to make it easier so that we have their place values lined up. Then we do it the same way. 5 subtract 0 is 5. Bring my decimal point straight down. 9 subtract 8 is 1. 4 subtract 1 is 3. And we end up with 31 5/10. Let's look at one addition one. Let's take 832 and 4/100ths, and let's add 16 and 3/10. It's the same way. We've lined up the decimal points. We have our ones over our ones, our tens over our tens, hundreds over our hundreds. We can put a 0 there. It doesn't change the value. You don't have to. What you have to do is at the back, they have to have the same number of place values. So this has to go out to the hundredths place because this goes out to the hundredths place. And then it's just simply adding. 4 plus 0 is 4. 0 plus 3 is 3. Decimal point comes straight down. 2 plus 6 is 8. 3 plus 1 is 4. And 8 plus 0 is 8. So this number is 848 and 34/100ths. Whenever you say and, that signifies a decimal point. Now let me give you some to try on your own. (56) minus 13 and 4/100ths. (127) plus 8 and 4/10. (39 and 6/10 plus 3 and 13/1000ths. And one more subtraction one because I know you love it. (492 and 6/10 minus 84 and 1/10. Do those on your own, and we'll go over them momentarily, or when you return to class tomorrow, whichever I decide. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've learned a lot. If not, rewind it and watch again.